Let's switch now from horsepower to greenhouse power, which is being used by many a farmer to extend the growing season. We found one such operation in North Carolina that is using that form of solar power for acres and acres of plants that are headed for your home.
A crane flies high above a sea of flowers, and a pulley system moves thousands of baskets high above the ground. This is Metrolina greenhouses in North Carolina. And chances are, if you've ever planted a garden, you've purchased one of their products. Every year, more than 70 million plants, mostly annuals, are grown in this heated greenhouse, the largest in the United States. How big? It's more than 125 acres, or roughly the size of 5 shopping malls, and it uses the latest in plant technology.
One of the most impressive things here in the greenhouse is that everything's automated. How did you make that transition?
We came from Holland, and where we were born, and when the greenhouse industry over there's not much space, and so you have to use automation to use every inch of space you have.
Abe Van Wingerden is Metrolina's president. His family started the nursery in 1972. Back then, the greenhouse only occupied an acre.
What we do in the U.S. here, we're looking also at jobs people hate to do, whether it's bending over, whether it's having to reach over to grab something, whether it's a multiple repetitive thing they have to do over and over again. We look to find machinery and automation to make that happen.
One example of this automation and the company's latest acquisition is the transplanting machine. No human could plant this fast. Here, pots go onto a conveyor belt. The machine then adds the soil as the mechanical arms evenly space the plugs.
The transplanting machine has cut production time in half. It can plant 100 of these pots in a minute, 1,000 flats in an hour. But no matter how much automation comes in, there's one thing that still can't be replaced, and that's the human touch.
The number of people working in this area is now half. Still, 8 are needed to man the machine.
You cannot create a machine that makes it 100% perfect. So we always have a couple people to fix the missers that occur and also to put the tags in. Each customer has a different tag, a unique code we have to put on it, and just quality control to assure the customer gets 4 plants in every pot or whatever it is for each size we're doing.
Are you amazed every time you look at the machine?
Oh, every day. We've had this machine just for a couple months, but we have 18 production lines, some machines for 10, 15 years, and I can walk every day and be amazed by what it does and the capability it has.
Metrolina is one of the few greenhouses in the world controlling the process from beginning to end, starting the plants from either seed or cuttings, growing them out, and shipping them directly to retailers.
And if we can control it right from the start, right from that seed or right from that cutting, we have the ability to control that and assure we get that what the customer wants.
But customers can be fickle. Believe it or not, what's hot and what's not in gardening varies from year to year, just like the fashion industry. Every year, breeders from around the world pitch their latest creations. At Metrolina, those deemed interesting enough are put to the test in this research house to see if they're worth investing in.
And what are some of the new things that are coming out on the market?
There's a ton of new things. There's a new campanula, which is right here. It's a new pink flower on it. It's a dwarf. These usually grow 3 or 4 feet tall. I saw it in Japan, but it's the first time I've seen it in bloom here. I'm like, oh, ladies are going to love that. That one's going to play.
Well, it just looks like a little bridal bouquet. It's just really pretty. It's already set and ready to go.
And that's what we're trying to create, is that drive-by appeal. And then another item is coleus. Coleus is an item we've been doing for years, but they're coming out with a lot of new colors. And this is one of them here called henna, which is a brand new color, just on the marketplace this year. Should be in garden centers come May or June of this year.
Because these are usually bright red.
Yeah, they come in a variety of colors. In fact, there are over 500 varieties of coleus around the world. And we're just trying to find the 10 or 12 that consumer needs, from a light one all the way to a dark one, and this one kind of fits in that medium range.
Those that make the cut are then moved to this outdoor testing area. Here the plants are grown under conditions similar to those they'll face after they're sold. Buyers who don't believe in fertilizer or even watering. If they can make it here, then they've passed the test.
For most customers, it's an emotional value. It's the value of planting that plant, knowing you did it yourself, and just the joy of watching it grow and enjoying that on a constant basis.
Everything here is big, including how much water is used, more than 1 million gallons a day. The greenhouse has an automated irrigation system where every drop is captured and reused. The roof of the greenhouse can also capture rainwater to be used for irrigation. But here the plants aren't just watered from above. They also soak it from below, which is the best way to start a plant. Here the pots sit in pools. This forces the roots to grow deeper, making the plant stronger and taller.
I don't need that pint, no. Just need that Tunia Wave, a deluxe, 2 deluxe, and a cocoa hanger basket.
Every day, more than 100 delivery trucks are loaded with flat after flat of blooming annuals. They'll make their way to garden centers mainly in the southern and eastern United States. Van Wingerden says the key to their success is not just in the automation, but in the 800 people who work there. Machines, he says, simply allow employees to practice what he calls the art of gardening.
By freeing them up from those repetitive tasks, they can do what it takes to grow a plant, that art form it takes, that work it takes by staring at it and going, this plant needs more fertilizer, this plant needs more water. So that process works to help us grow a better plant long term.
And you may be wondering what kind of plant Metrolina produces the most of. Well, you may have some around your house. They are called impatiens, one of the most popular garden plants here in the U.S. and overseas as well. And now they're getting ready for evening harness racing here, so we'll switch from solar power back to horsepower as we sign off for today. We thank you for watching. I'm Paul Ryan, and we want to see you next time right here in America's Heartland.